40 interesting facts about South Africa. Before start, let's see some basic info. South Africa, officially the Republic of South Africa, RSA, is the southernmost country in Africa. It has an area of 1,219,090 square km. Its capital is Pretoria and its largest city is Johannesburg. Zulu, Xhosa, Afrikaans, English, Tsonga, Swazi, and Venda are some of its official languages. Its official currency is the South African Rand, ZAR. 6 countries that share land borders with South Africa are Botswana, Mozambique, Namibia, Swaziland, Lesotho, and Zimbabwe. South Africa is a multiethnic society encompassing a wide variety of cultures, languages, and religions. Let us learn more about its people, culture, wildlife, geography, history, industries, and some information and trivia about South Africa for kids. Part 2. Hope you see the previous part of the video. Let's get started. 41. According to the UK's National Physical Laboratory, Cape Town is the 5th in line for having the best blue sky on Earth. 42. There are only 6 floral kingdoms on the planet, and South Africa is home to one of them, namely Fynbos. 43. With 11 official languages, South Africa has the most in the world. 44. The Western deep-level mines, at almost 4 kilometers, are the deepest in the world. 45. 1 in 5 adults in South Africa attends a gym or health club at least once a month. 46. When it all started, way back in 1913, 3 years after gaining its independence, the notorious Land Act was passed in South Africa before Apartheid, forcing black South Africans to live only in certain areas. 47. Apartheid is made a law of the country, with apartheid becoming a law around 1950. Marriage and sexual acts between whites and people of other races were banned by the government. People were classified by color, and pass laws were brought into being, requiring people other than whites to carry documents giving them permission to be in restricted areas. 48. Separate development is added to the apartheid policy. In 1958, Dr. Hendrik Verwoerd, the then president of South Africa, included separate development to the apartheid policy. Black South Africans were separated from each other into 10 homelands referred to as Bantustans, which only added to the poverty in Africa. This allowed the government to verify their claim that there was no black majority in the country. 49. Apartheid is opposed. People of other races began resisting the policy of apartheid by striking, protesting, having peaceful demonstrations, political actions, and ultimately, armed conflict. A mass meeting was arranged between the ANC and the South Indian National Congress in 1952, where attendees burned their passbooks. 50. The meeting was broken up by the government, and 150 people were arrested for treason. Most resistance leaders were either arrested or executed by 1961, and in 1963, Nelson Mandela, co-founder of Umkhonto we Sizwe, Spear of the Nation, the military wing of the ANC, was imprisoned from 1963 until 1990. It was his imprisonment that drew the attention and helps for the anti-apartheid cause from the international community. 51. The end of apartheid. In 1976 in Soweto, a black township outside of Johannesburg, thousands of black children protested against the requirement of Afrikaans in schools, causing further government restrictions, and a country-wide recession. This resulted in the international community being convinced even further that apartheid was not bringing prosperity and peace to the nation, and the policy was denounced by the United Nations General Assembly in 1973. The president of South Africa at the time, Pete Botha, attempted to bring about certain reforms to the country's policies, but these fell short, and he was pressured to step down as leader of the country. 52. W. de Klerk became the new president of South Africa, and it was under his leadership that a new constitution was formed in 1994. Apartheid ended officially that year when elections were held that resulted in a government with a non-white majority. About South African history 53. Two Nobel Prize winners, namely Nelson Mandela and Archbishop Desmond Tutu, both lived on Vilakazi Street in Soweto. 54. Some of the oldest and most diverse dinosaur fossils were discovered here. 55. South Africa is the second largest producer of fruit on the planet. 56. The smallest, less than 1 millimeter, and largest succulents, the baobab tree, in the world are found in South Africa. 57. It is the first country in the world to succeed in turning coal into oil. 58. More than 2,000 shipwrecks lie under the waters off the coastline of South Africa. 59. Professor Chris Barnard performed the world's first heart transplant. 60. Palace of the Lost City, one of the largest themed hotels in the world, is found in South Africa. 61. Scientists have discovered that the region is an important center of human evolution. 62. South Africa has an abundance of mines in the country, with diamonds first being discovered on the banks of the Orange River between 1866 and 1867, and the first gold in the Transvaal, in the late 19th century. 63. Art. Art has always been a part of the South African culture, with many South African artists receiving recognition for their work all over the world. 64. Architecture. The enormous ethnic and cultural diversity can be seen in architecture all over the country. One of the most famous architects, Sir Herbert Baker, was the designer of Rhodes Memorial and St. George's Cathedral in Cape Town, St. John's College in Johannesburg, and the world-famous Union Buildings, in Pretoria. 65. Literature. South Africa has produced some world-famous authors, including among many others, Alan Paton, Brighton Breitenbach, Olive Schreiner, Nadine Gordimer, J.R.R. Tolkien, and Andre Brink. 66. Movies. Just a few of the well-known movies to come out of South Africa include The Gods Must Be Crazy, Funny People, District 9, and Tsotsi. 67. Music. Brenda Fassie, Ladysmith Black Mambazo, the Soweto String Quartet, Hugh Masekela, and Miriam Makeba, are some of the many talented black musicians to have come from South Africa. Jonathan Butler, Johnny Clegg, Just Ginger, and Seether are a few more of the notable South African singers and bands. 68. Food. The cuisine is just as diverse as the people in African culture. Meat is the main ingredient in the majority of meals throughout the country. Some dishes unique to the country are bunny chows, koeksisters, melktert, and of course the braai, South Africa's equivalent of the barbecue in some other countries. 69. Wine. Wines have been produced here since 1659, and South Africa is now one of the topmost wine producers in the world. 70. Infant care. Mothers, older sisters, and grandmothers are traditionally responsible for infant care in the colored and black communities. 71. Sexual orientation. It became legal in 2006 for same-sex couples to marry and adopt children. However, even though this is now a constitutional right, it is not readily accepted socially, especially in rural areas. 72. Science and technology. Several important science and technology achievements were born in South Africa, including the yellow fever vaccine, molecular biology, and the biggest optical telescope in the Southern Hemisphere. 73. The Tugela Falls are the second highest in the world. 74. Part of the border between South Africa and Namibia is formed by the Orange River, the longest river in the country. 75. Many humans' remains, tools, and artifacts from more than 100,000 years ago were found in South Africa, earning it the name of the Cradle of Humankind. 76. Just as in Australia and the United Kingdom, South Africans also drive on the left side of the road. 77. The Atlantic and Indian Oceans meet at Cape Point, the southernmost tip of the Cape Peninsula. 78. Cape Agulhas, which lies about 75 miles, 120 kilometers from Cape Town, is the southernmost point of South Africa. 79. Although conservation is considered an important issue, overpopulation and deforestation are causing the loss of many natural habitats. 80. Cave paintings dating back 75,000 years have been discovered here. Hope you like this video. Please like and share this video for our appreciation, and subscribe for more informative videos. Thanks for watching.